I was stealth for a long time until I figured I wasn't served by being stealth.
Not serving cunt like this bitch.
Hi friends, and welcome to Wives vs. World, where we have fun talking about queer stuff and life as a trans cis lesbian couple. I am Jackie.
And I'm Anya.
Maybe weird question, but how do you figure out your outfit styles? They look very planned and fashionable, and I want to know how not to look like a disaster when I transition.
Actually, this question made me think, like, could we do little styling videos for y'all? Like, if you send in what you want to look like, your inspiration, and then like what you have to work with and stuff. Maybe we could make suggestions. Would that be something? I don't know. It made me excited because people ask us for style advice all the time.
I don't know why they're asking me. I honestly don't know.
You look very nice and put together, baby.
I look very nice and put together, and I'm very pleased about it. But like, honestly, how not to look like a disaster after transition, babe, I'm there with you. I'm struggling every day. I'm a very picky dresser. I think you have the imagination to go into like any kind of store, secondhand store, anything, and pick out things and be like, this would go well together in this particular sort of arrangement. Whereas when I go shopping, it's often I don't find anything. Even we can visit like 5 stores or something, and I'll not find anything because I have to find something where it sparks something in me. And maybe it's because I'm sophisticated, or maybe it's just because I don't know how to dress myself and I'm relying on Anya. I think I've developed a sort of sense of style and a sense of self over the years, but not to a point where I feel very comfortable giving advice. So this would be, I would be a supporting character for that kind of series, and it would be, I think you would be the queer eye.
I love fashion.
You do?
It is one of my main interests, or has been at least. I'm very into fashion. I say in a basic black top. But I am. I don't know. Honestly, I have so much to say on this, and it's a little hard to give general advice. But if I should give general advice to trans girls,
yes,
I would say go for A-line skirts, like the ones that sit at your natural waist and then flares out a little bit.
The soft part.
Because it gives a really nice illusion of hips, and like helps if you want the shape. Yeah. And a lot of trans people do, okay? I'm just another trans girls.
High-rise pants is also what I go for. I try not to go for pieces that are just cylindrical, but something that has a bit more flair. I think that fits my style a bit. I like things that are oversized. I like things that sort of like I can scrunch into because it feeds my inner goblin in a way.
I also like things that accentuate the features that you like about yourself.
Yeah,
like
now
your
I love my clavicles, I love my shoulders and my back, which I didn't before. So,
and your long legs, you have very long legs, and you
exactly.
like accentuating that with
I love
short
wearing
skirts.
a short skirt.
Yeah, exactly. My approach to fashion is like, what is my current obsession, and then go for things
all in.
Go for things that kind of fit that style.
So we're gonna go looking for cowboy boots and hats soon to go with the Orville Peck thing.
Yeah. If I go looking for something, it's like, can I use this item for either like a scholar look, a pirate look, a cowboy look, or a vampire look? You know? I like this little gold twink moment I have going on here. I don't know, you know? Was this an answer to the question?
I think so. Maybe we'll get more into like styling videos, and maybe you can teach me something. It'll be like a class for me too.
Maybe we will be able to do that from now on. We'll see. Let us know what kind of, if you would be into style videos, what that would look like.
I have a few questions. How is the tattooing business going for Jackie? Is Anya taking a break before writing the next novel, or getting right back into it? Are things like hormones, hair removal, voice training, etc. covered by government healthcare in Denmark, or do you have to pay for it by yourself? Tattooing business is from a learning perspective, from a getting to do what I want perspective, going well.
Lots of clients.
Lots of
interesting assignments.
Lots of very nice stuff that I get to do, and very like a lot of really nice clients. I have the best clients. I enjoy going to work and spending time with them and listening to all their serious and silly requests. In terms of like the economics of it, the business side of it, Not going so well. But I think that seems to be like a general thing due to higher or recently high inflation and crises around the world and everything. People are a bit more withholding of their spending. So I'm not fully booked. I'm not living high. I'm like, my second job is basically what's covering my rent in the studio and rent at home. So we are making things work, but like I could do with more clients. From a personal fulfillment perspective, it's going really well. I'm really happy to be doing this. Even though it's not totally sustainable right now.
It will be. It's okay. It's a process to build a business. Process. Yes, trust the process.
Do you say that when you're writing your second novel?
Oh yeah, that was the question. I am writing I'm almost done with my second novel. I'm not taking a break. I've been writing the second novel before I published the first one.
Were you also writing the third novel before you published the first novel?
I was, and I am also writing the third novel. They are on their way.
How many novels?
There are gonna be 4 novels in this series. The second novel right now is in the hands of my editors. It's gonna come out next year, so don't worry. It's on its way.
I am old enough to have gone like outside the established system because there was concerted effort to bring everything under one roof back a couple of years before, maybe in 2015. But I've been in the system, in the old system for a while, so I wouldn't have to go the government route, which I didn't. In the same way that I get my teeth checked and I get my contacts and I get my hormones, I have a small amount that I have to pay myself, and then the vast majority is taken care of by this health insurance. So there is that option. In terms of voice training and hair removal, I think I heard that hair removal, like be that electrolysis or laser, part of it, if not all, is covered by the government.
If you go the government route.
You have not. I didn't, so I had to pay out of pocket. And then, of course, the final part, voice training.
You didn't do voice
I didn't do it. I think you get financial assistance with it. We have a friend we can ask.
We don't know.
We don't know, but I want to answer this. So there's going to be a screen here. I went a non-traditional route, as I usually do. So a lot of if there are benefits, I sure didn't get them.
Yeah.
How queer-friendly is your country? Access to marriage and parenthood, access to trans healthcare, representation in media, is LGBTQIA+ stuff talked about in school? Also, any Danish movies, series, cartoon recommendations?
It's a great question.
It's a far-reaching question.
I don't know most of this.
Let's go on a point-by-point basis. So, access to marriage, yes. We have marriage equality in Denmark. Yes. On par with every other couple. In terms of parenthood, one thing we are not really too concerned with personally is parenthood.
Yeah, we're not going to be parents, so
we're not losing custody of our cat children. So again, I'm going to put some resources down below for you to read further. Maybe put some things on the screen because it's a really great question, but I'm just completely detached from that stuff. Access to trans healthcare, it's You have to get a referral to the Center for Gender Identity, which operates from a couple of the bigger cities in Denmark.
I think it's pretty accessible, but it is also pretty old-fashioned, and you will go through a kind of excruciating process. And I think it's still kind of like that.
The wait is not as long as it is in places like the UK, where you can wait entire lifetimes and people die on the waiting list.
Yeah. Nowadays it's better than it has been, so I don't think it's as bad as when we were young.
No, still a bit rigid, still a bit what I do is based on like informed consent. There is a heavy amount of evaluation in the system, and that's something that can be really frustrating for you to have to jump through hoops and prove that you are the one you are, which is not something anyone else have to do. It's manageable, it's doable, it is possible. It's by no means the easiest thing in the world to do.
Representation in media? I don't watch Danish media.
No.
I don't read Danish. I don't really engage with Danish media much, and when there is some representation, it tends to be a little old-fashioned. It tends to be for the straight gaze.
There is a series I can recommend.
Yes.
called Und i Røven, which I was part of. I did some writing, I did some acting, and that was a lot of fun. I think they are trying to get the rights to put it on YouTube, and when that happens,
Of course, we're
gonna link to it. But in terms of like queer
stories,
queer
movies.
Like we're a population of 5 million people, so it's not we have a big industry relative to our population size, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like nothing. When you are wanting queer representation, you generally seek it from all around the world. So we watch a lot of American stuff, a lot of British stuff, get it where we can, like Sweden, Germany, Japan, Korea, China, India, Thailand, like a lot of different places that produce media. So it's like there are for sure some things, but nothing that springs to mind.
I'm sure there are other Danish people here who can recommend some interesting does it have to be queer?
Or I guess the recommendation is any Danish movie, series, or cartoon.
If it's any Danish, not queer related.
We grew up with a lot of like weird Danish television, a lot of weird like animated features from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Benny's Badekar.
Benny's Badekar is for sure one.
That is my recommendation.
It's a really great one.
Wonderful.
I would recommend, I don't know what it's called in English. In Danish, it's called Samson and Sally, which is a movie about environmentalism in Wales. I really like that one. The movies we grew up with were like comedies, black comedies, or like absurd comedies. A lot of them starring Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, I was going to say
Adam's Æbler. Maybe you will know. So something like Adam's Apples, Adam's Æbler, or Blinkende Lygter.
The Green Slaughters.
Oh,
I haven't seen that one, but
no, that's
it is a very popular.
All of them starring Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I think if you are interested, like what's Danish media like, I like to recommend Adam's Adam's Apples, because I think it is as a movie, it's a really good movie. It has some problematic stuff in there because it is dark Danish humor, but aside from that, I think it's just a really interesting, fun, good, beautiful movie. And I like it.
We don't watch a lot of Danish media.
Yeah, we don't. I'm sorry.
So these are going to be dated references. And maybe some Danes can jump in and say, no, don't listen to them. You should watch something.
Something much newer that isn't 15 years old.
Help us! What TV shows and games have you guys been into lately? Sending y'all lots of love.
Thank you. Games, that's your department.
That's my department.
We're going to sit back and listen. Sit back. So listen.
What, are you having a stroke?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Keep going.
I really enjoyed Stray, which I played back last year. I think that was such a great game. It was short but sweet. It was really good. I am replaying the Sony Spider-Man games from 2018, 20-something. I've installed an emulator on my phone, so I've been replaying a bunch of old PlayStation 2 games. I've always been like a diehard Kingdom Hearts. I've always been a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan, so it's been fun to revisit the mayhem and chaos and absolute tomfoolery that is that story. I mean, my God.
Can we also talk about Planet Zoo?
Can we talk about Planet Zoo?
Is
no one going to talk about Planet Zoo?
Why won't you talk about Planet Zoo? I like Planet Zoo. I like games that are low stakes. I like animals.
Do you think it's low stakes? The pandas are not happy. Like, you grew up on a steady diet of like Zoo Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Sims.
Yeah.
Games like that.
Yeah, I like that kind of games.
So when we were trying to find a new game to play together, we found Planet Zoo, which has been a hoot and a half. It's been a lot of fun. Any TV series we've been watching lately?
We watched Young Royals. Yes, I really like Young Royals. It's not what it sounds like, I want to say. I think it had a great written story, which I feel like you have to sort through a lot of trash.
It's a Netflix.
Yeah, a Netflix series, Swedish series. So if you can handle
That's
watching
a gay
stuff,
series.
Yeah, it is. If you can handle watching stuff with subtitles, I highly recommend that one. I like that. And I think it's great. The drama Exquisite. And what else have we been watching? The Bear. We've watched The Bear.
Enjoyed The Bear immensely.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun watching that. The intensity is so fucking high. Also, excellent drama.
Yeah, we can handle maybe one episode at a time. We have to lie down, have a snack, have a breather, you know. I watched Scavenger's Reign last week because it finally came to Netflix. That show, guys. Scavenger's Reign is like the weirdest shit, and I've been recommending it to everyone who wants to listen. It's not... I loved it, but it was really weird and kind of uncomfortable, but also kind of magical. It's a very different kind of take on what a series can be. So recommendation, if you haven't watched it, watch Scavenger's Reign. It's awesome.
We've also watched Interview with the Vampire, the new series. Very beautifully written. It's so good. The acting is incredible.
I'm a lifetime fan of like the Vampire Chronicles.
Yeah, I tried to listen to the audiobook, but it was too gross. I don't like gross things.
What do you mean? Is it the description of himself? I am 6 foot tall, I have blue eyes and wonderful long hair.
I like that. That's good. But they killed someone and put her in a shed to rot, and I cannot. It's too macabre.
Not really for you.
No, it's not for me. But the gay intensity of this new series it blows my mind.
It's really good. We've also been watching Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in Dungeon. Like,
for the dubbers out there.
That name is just, it's not good. Lose that name. So Dungeon Meshi on Netflix is a fantasy series about a group of adventurers going into some ruins, some dungeon, I suppose, in order to recover something very important, maybe someone very important that was lost down there. It's a wholesome show. It's a really great show. It also has some twists and turns that are horrifying and wonderful.
I'd say if you're into D&D and anime, that is the
perfect mix. Yeah. So you're all probably already watching it, but in case you are not, watch it. Luca, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Thank you for the question.
We've also been watching Hell of a Bus and Has-Been Hotel, as we've talked about before.
But we've been watching those on repeat.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
Quite frankly.
I saw a post on TikTok which was like or I saw a post on Twitter which was like, Hell of a Boss is for Tumblr veterans, people who are goth in the early zeros and who have moved past the experience of being like, oh no, avoid cringe.
It is so cringe.
That is exactly
it. Like you need to have a really high cringe and crass tolerance to watch that.
Exactly. So
it's on the verge for me. It is very crass.
if you grew up on a stable like diet of like Happy Tree Friends or like Newground stuff or like the early YouTube stuff, and you've gotten over yourself and you're not gonna be like, oh my god, that's so uncool, then those should be right up your alley. They have musical numbers as well, and they're very gay.
And they have angel dust. My boy.
Hello, I am new. It says, I recently got into a new relationship, like you guys. At first, I was really confused and fumbling over things with my girlfriend, so I sought help on the internet on how to make my girlfriend comfortable, and that's how I found your channel. She is still, girlfriend, deciding if she wants to transition fully, and I would just like advice on how to take care of her and support her during her transition period. I love her so much, and I just want to make her the happiest person in the world.
That's adorable. You're already doing very good, I would say.
Exactly. You're doing better than like 80%.
Yeah, for sure. We have a bunch of videos that are really right on this topic that we're going to link to, but we're also going to make a little answer here.
Exactly.
I think, like, again, keep talking about the
communication.
That is our
motto.
If there's some things that she is finding it difficult to talk about, like, try to figure out what that's about and what the complications are, and just keep loving her and helping her through dysphoria.
Be patient if she is lashing out, if she is sad, if she is confused. It's basically because maybe she doesn't really know what she wants. Maybe she can get a bit snappy. I don't know who would do that. I'm not speaking from experience at all. But like patience, communication, and do what you do. It sounds like you're totally on the right track. For like more in-depth stuff, We have a bunch of videos that if you are interested, you can watch. But it seems like you're already doing great.
I also want to say, try to do like gender affirming stuff. Like if she's a little cute woman, like tell her how much of a cute little woman she is.
Yeah.
Your pretty little princess.
And try
be
stuff
the big spoon.
out.
Yeah, you know.
If you are someone who like you get your nails done or something, ask if that would be something for her. Or if you are looking to pick up some makeup, ask if you know she would want to come potentially, and stuff like that. You know, even if it's not something you are into yourself, you can like sort of scout the classical, like the stereotypical womanly things, and ask her if that is something she would be interested in, like, and maybe be interested in trying out. Because, you know, speaking from experience, if you have not been like if these things have not been foisted upon you from an early age, it's really difficult to know where to start and what you might like, and there might be some shame or something. So you being there and supporting and being like, should we try this? Wouldn't this be fun? Let's see if it's something. I think that's gonna go a long way.
Yeah, I think so too. Great advice.
Keep it up. Anya, Jackie, do you consider yourself bisexual or gay? I asked this because I was wondering if Jackie hadn't transitioned from male to female, would Anya still like men and not go out with women? You're both beautiful women, and Anya, you have a beautiful laugh. From Tasmania.
I'm so glad you said that, because
I love your laugh. It's wonderful.
it is annoying as fuck. I've answered this before. I've dabbled in the human form. I like them.
Yeah.
No matter, I like them a little fruity. I enjoy them no matter what they're packing.
I think the short answer is, and we've said this before, like, for convenience and because it's the constellation we find ourselves in, we describe ourselves as a lesbian couple. I would say I am, like, if we're looking at the scale from 1 to 6, if you're like fully straight or fully gay, I would probably be at a 5.
Why is it a scale from 1 to 6?
It's is it called?
Oh, it's the official
It's the one. You'll know. So I would maybe probably be at a 5, maybe a 4, maybe a 5, something like that. So towards the mostly homosexual, but still a bit of the bi, or the pan. And you're like,
I'm of the bi persuasion.
You're solidly in the middle.
I gravitate towards people who are a little gender fucked in some kind of way. I don't like men and women. I like them freaky.
Oh, how I sent you something the other day. The quality you like most in a man? Feminine charm. The quality you most like in a woman? A man's virtues and frankness and friendship. And I think that describes you so well, because like you are not into masculine men and you're not into like feminine women, but you are into feminine men and masculine women.
It's true.
And all that's in between. Yeah, I don't know what I would have come up with if I hadn't been with you. I mean, I could see it go any sort of way.
You would have been dating a woman.
I would have been dating a woman, or hear me out, I would have been dating like a scholarly guy with like a big beard and beautiful brown eyes and
who's good at cooking.
Who's good at
spices.
cooking. Yeah, exactly. He's like a hipster guy from Nabo or something. Maybe
rimmed glasses.
Deep voice. Oh, don't get me going. Yeah. Or a spicy little ferret like you.
Yeah, it's true.
I have a type. Did Jackie ever consider stealth? Or what convinced you both to make this channel? I was stealth for a long time. Like I'm a very queer person, and with you I can be a queer lesbian person, but I felt it suffocating to have to, or to feel like I had to hide that part of me, because especially in the beginning I was very, very concerned with like, no one can know. This is my secret. I'm horrified if anyone knows. And as I grew up and as I became more confident in who I am and what I do and how I present and like just my sort of sense of self, I came to the realization that being trans is actually a huge part of me, and it's a part of me that I'm very proud of, and it's a part of me that I don't want to hide away, because our country is more supportive than others,
and we're safe,
and we're safe and happy, and
we figure out our family relations, our friends.
Yeah,
there's nothing really
exactly.
holding us back.
So what if we could be the kind of people who actually stood up and were like, hey, so we're over here and we're not, complete. I mean, we're a little. Like we're not completely deranged.
We're not nasty little freaks. I was gonna say, but then we are not that kind of nasty little freaks. We are nasty little freaks.
Degenerate, not deranged. Or is it deranged, not degenerate?
Either way, both apply.
True.
I don't know. We're here. We're
queer. Get used to it.
We just wanted to be some of that representation that we always lacked and never saw anywhere, and it's still kind of sparse out there.
Like for me, it's been really liberating. I know, like you can be from places where being stealth is like not a question of convenience, but of like safety and survival. So of course that doesn't apply. But here, I feel like I can be and do basically what I want in terms of being trans. So I took the opportunity to not hide what I consider to be a huge part of me, and it's been serving me really well. And apparently it resonates with a lot of you guys, so it was, I think, the right decision. And yeah, that's my answer.
Oh, you're adorable.
I just moved in with my girlfriend. Do you have any advice for us on how to transition into living together? It's very energy consuming at times. How would you say your relationship changed after moving in together?
This is a great question. Also, we moved in together when I was 17, you were 19, I guess.
I was 18.
18 still. Yeah. Very young. We moved in together living with my parents, so this is a super specific situation that I don't think a lot of people will relate to. No. But we basically just want to be around each other all the time.
But like you had to share. This was not us getting our place. This was you welcoming me into your home.
Yeah. I find these questions so hard because I don't know. I just dealt with it,
Just deal with it,
We weren't adult people making adult decisions together.
No.
And we didn't become that for a long time.
Old kids trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that was just the nature of it. But when we got, when we got our own place, we had to figure out how to live together, like how to figure out like cooking and cleaning and all that shit.
Division of chores.
Yeah.
The sort of like the soundscape of the place.
Oh God,
the decoration, the everything.
Yeah.
And just fitting two, I mean, we had the trial run, but like fitting two different people into one space and making it a beautiful fusion of the two of us.
Yeah. It's a lot about compromise, right?
It's a lot about compromise, and it's a lot about being willing to communicate once more. And like in terms of making sure you both have a say in what happens. It doesn't have to be a 50-50 split in every decision. I think it's important that you get that sort of, we have an equal we're doing this together kind of this thing, If the challenge is that it is time consuming and you're still figuring things out between you, I think it's important that you make sure to give each other space and time.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
It's important that, because when you move in together, it can also become like a thing of like your space is now their space,
Make sure you have your own time, your own space, set time aside for yourself if you need to be alone and do your own thing. So I get overstimulated, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I need a quiet space. So I go into the bedroom, I close the door, and I'm like, you can come in when you're ready to like gear down a bit. And opposite, like sometimes you need to be yourself without knowing that you have to take care of me. Like you cook,
I take care. I look out for you. I'm like, oh, you need more tea.
Yeah,
do you want a snack? And so to remove myself from like my object of focus, like that makes me able to focus on me and getting my me time. Getting my me time. Putting down some like house rules and discussing when you need that time and space for yourself. How do you communicate that? And how do you sort of make a harmonious home together? Because you don't have to be glued together. Like I think that's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
So you just need to figure out like how to make space, but also how to accommodate and share the space.
Share the load.
Really, really interesting question. It was difficult to answer. Thank you so much for it. And I hope everything goes well.
Yes, good luck to you both.
Last question. Are you planning to have babies?
The long answer is a whole video of its own. You can find on our channel. We have talked at length about how to answer this question. You can find all our answers to everything. The short answer is
We
no.
have babies.
We have the cat babies,
Yeah.
and we are absolutely not going to have human babies ever.
No.
Hopefully, we don't want kids. We have a lot of reasons for that you can watch in the other video. And I guess that's the answer, isn't it? Do you want to add anything?
No. Last question. How can we support you? Asks the mysterious mob behind the camera. That's you guys. Thank you so much. It's a bit loud. Keep it down. You can support us by buying Enya's wonderful book. You can come get a tattoo from me. If that is not something you want to do, or if you already have done those things, thank you so much. You can support us on coffee as a $1 one time, maybe $1, we don't know, you could have $1, it's fine, as a one-time donation, or if you're strapped financially and you want to be our sugar mommy or sugar daddy or sugar non-binary parent, we have 2 tiers of membership support here on YouTube. That is very appreciated. We give preferential treatments to our mummies and daddies.
Love you the most.
I love you the most, yes. So that's a whole playground where you can support us, and
Yes.
Only if you want to. Otherwise, the best thing you can do is share, like, subscribe, the YouTube stuff, blah, blah, blah. Who cares?
Okay, I think that's it.
I hope it is. Whoa, we've been sitting here for
Hours.
27 hours.
If you like this video, you can subscribe for more.
It's true. We upload every 2 weeks. I think we're nailing it this time. Oh, it's gonna be good, I can tell you. But if you miss it in the meantime, or if we blow away in the wind and have difficulty coming back on time, you can find us all across the internet. There will be some links in the description, and you can go sleuthing around and find us on Instagram, on TikTok, on what have you. And we look forward to seeing you there. And come say hi. We hope to see you next time. Bye.
Prince? Did I say Prince?
You didn't say Prince, but Prince is definitely up there.
Yeah, I go for...
Like Prince the artist, formerly known
No.
as Prince, or...
No, the occupation.
Although I do see it.
Stop.
I've always been like a diehard Kingdom Hearts.
Kippist.
Kippist.
Our stick horse.
Oh.
No.
I'm very much into confidence.
I'm not.
Apparently.
I like them insecure.
You like that prey mentality.
See you.
Well, see you.
Bye.
We hope to
No,
see
no,
you. See you.
See you. Bye.